Whoopsie and Whopsie!
Once there was a princess who liked to sit under an old tree next to a well. She had a small golden ball that she loved to play with. She would toss the ball in the air, then she would catch it in her hands. One day she dropped the ball. It rolled into the well and sank. The princess looked down into the well. The water was so deep that she could not see the bottom. She began to weep for her lost ball. While she was weeping, a voice called out, "What is wrong, fair princess? Why are you crying?" The princess looked up and saw a frog sitting next to the well. She was surprised that the frog could talk, but she said, "I am crying for my ball. It fell into the well." "Don't be sad," said the frog. "I can get your ball, but what will you give me as a reward if I help you?" "Oh, I will give you whatever you wish," said the princess. "You may have my dresses, my gems, even my golden crown." The frog replied, "I do not care for those things, but if you will love me and be my playmate, if you will let me sit at your little table, eat from your little plate, and sleep in your little bed, if you will do these things, then I will fetch your ball from the bottom of the well." "Oh, yes, yes," said the princess. "I will do what you say. I swear I will." But even as she spoke these words, she was thinking to herself, "What nonsense this silly frog babbles. He sits in the water with the other frogs and croaks, 'He cannot be my playmate.'" The frog jumped into the well. He swam down to the bottom. Then he came back up with the ball. He plopped it on the grass. The princess was thrilled. She picked up the ball and skipped away with it. "Wait! Wait!" cried the frog as he hopped after the princess. "Take me with you. I can't run as quickly as you." It was no use. The princess ran away. The princess soon forgot about the promise she had made to the frog, but the frog did not forget. The next day, while the princess was sitting at dinner with the king, there was the sound of something wet creeping up the marble staircase. It went plop, plop, plop. When it got to the top, it called out, "Princess, do not forget me." The princess ran to see who it was. When she saw that it was the frog, she shivered with disgust and ran back to the table. The king saw that the princess was upset. "What is the matter?" he asked. "Has some giant come to carry you off?" "Oh no," she said. "It is no giant. It is only a nasty frog. Yesterday, my ball fell into the well. The frog went and got it for me. I told him if he did, he could be my playmate. I did not think he could come out of his well, but he is here. He wants to come and sit with me." The king spoke with a stern voice. "My child," he said, "you must keep your word. Go and let the frog in." The princess let the frog in. The frog hopped over to her and cried out, "Lift me up next to you." The princess did not want to touch the frog, but the king looked at her sternly. So she leaned over and picked the frog up with 2 fingers. When the frog was on the table, he spoke to the princess. "Slide your plate over here so that we can eat side by side like real playmates." The princess shuddered, but she slid the plate over. She was so sad that she could not swallow a bite of her dinner. The food seemed to stick in her throat. After a bit, the frog said, "I am tired. Carry me to your bedroom and I will sleep in your bed." The princess began to weep. She had found it hard to touch the frog, and harder still to eat with him. The prospect of sharing her bed with the frog was just too much. "I want to go to bed," said the frog. "Carry me there and tuck me in." The princess looked at her father. The king did not speak, but his face said, "You must keep your word." The princess picked up the frog and set off for her bedroom. When she got there, she dropped the frog on the floor. Then she jumped up onto her bed. The frog would not sleep on the floor. He hopped over to the bed and said, "Lift me up and let me sleep with you in the bed. Lift me up or I will tell your father." The princess was angry, but she picked the frog up and set him on the far end of the bed near her feet. There he stayed all night. In the morning, as the darkness was giving way to day, he hopped away. The next night, the frog came back. He sat next to the princess at dinner and ate from her plate. This time, the frog would not sleep at the foot of her bed. "Let me sleep under your pillow," said the frog. The princess grumbled, but in the end she let the frog slip under the pillow. In the morning, the frog hopped out of the bed. This time, when his legs hit the ground, something happened to him. He was changed from an ugly frog into a handsome young prince. The prince spoke to the princess. "You see, I am not what I seem to be. I am a prince. A wicked witch cast a spell on me and turned me into a frog. No one but you could undo that spell, princess. I waited and waited by the well in the hope that you would help me." The princess was speechless, but her eyes sparkled. "Will you let me be your playmate?" said the prince. "Do not forget the words you spoke at the old well." The princess smiled and took the prince by the hand. The two of them went out to play. For years, the prince and princess were playmates and best friends. Then, when they were grown up, they fell in love and got married. Like and subscribe to Whoopsie and Whopsie for more stories. Till the next story, bye-bye!